My video that I produced, I don't even remember when, I don't think it was last night, so it was probably the night before. The video that I released entitled, Racist, Period, was intended to be as provoking as it apparently was. Although I honestly expected it to go a different way. Ryan's Mind, his original video, mentioned that he was unsatisfied with the generic questions for Christians video, and that commenting on it would be like jumping into a proverbial den of lions. All of those wicked little atheists out there who don't follow the rules and come and make fun of him. And then he mentioned about the rules of debating. My response video brought up how one isn't supposed to contradict oneself. And since the Bible itself contains so many different contradictions, that anyone who goes out and says that the Bible is cover-to-cover fact is by extension contradicting himself. I expected this to be the attack that Ryan's Mind would take after, but he went a different way and went after my personal assault on his character. Which tells me a lot, actually. It tells me that I struck a nerve. And it seems to me that in every one of his responses to me, every correspondence that he's made, it seems to me that he is covering up his tracks and trying to make it seem as though slavery wasn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. Because, you know, nobody ever tried to escape their slaveholders or anything. In his rebuttal video, he mentioned that the North also owned slaves, which is true. I looked into this. I'll post the link to the information that I use in the underside bar for you to check out yourself. But the trend that I found was that in between the years of 1790 and 1860, the northern states generally reduced the numbers of slaves that they had until it was completely abolished in the North. Whereas the southern states, slavery count was on the rise. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'll give you that example. In 1860, Pennsylvania had over 2 million white people and 0 slaves. And by contrast, Virginia had around 1 million white people and 400,000 slaves. Almost a third of Virginia's population were slaves. Virginia also had the highest number of slaveholders in the South, at around 52,000. And I know this guy's family is originally from Georgia, so don't worry, Georgia came in second with around 44,000. The Confederate flag, I get it. It represents the South. It represents states' rights. You know, like the right to own slaves. This might not be true for every black person, but I would assume that displaying a Confederate flag to a black person would be just as offensive as displaying a Nazi flag to a Jewish person. And trying to softball slavery in and make it seem as though it wasn't as bad as it was is really rather despicable. I don't even fly an American flag. This country has partaken in some of the worst atrocities in modern history. I won't fly an American flag, much the same way as I won't fly a Nazi flag or a Vietnamese flag. I just want you to come out of the closet already and admit that you're a racist. I've been Aldus Valor, and some of my best friends are racists.